The doll's house is our new lesson, and in this video, we're just going to work on the summary. A doll's house arrives at the Bernal home as a gift from old Mrs. Hay. Isabel, Lottie, and Kezia, the three Bernal's daughters. It smells strongly of paint. Aunt Beryl thinks it can make someone sick because it was painted anew. The girls do not mind the smell, are absolutely delighted by the house. Kezia, the youngest, notices a small lamp. She thinks it's the best part of the doll's house. Of course, later on, we're going to know what this small lamp stands for or what it symbolizes. The next morning, the Bernals could not wait to boast to the other girls at school. Of course, they want to brag that they received this gift and whatever. Isabel, the eldest, forbids her sisters from saying anything. She wants to describe the doll's house by herself, of course. She reminds her sisters that she is to choose which two girls will visit first to see the house. So you see, kind of bragging and showing um, how classy they are. Of course, in this story, we're going to learn about classes in society, social discrimination, and classes in society, as I said. At playtime, all the little girls gather to hear Isabel's talk about the house. Only Lil and Els Kilvey, the daughters of the village washerwomen and a bird, village gossip, of course, stand apart. They hovered at the edge. Of course, when we learn about those two characters, we learn that they are poor girls. They are the poorest girls at school. It's mentioned even here. Many children, including the Bernals, are not allowed to talk to them. So they don't talk to them because they feel that they are inferior to them. So the Kilvies can only eavesdrop as Isabel proudly describes the doll's house. Kezia reminds her sister to mention the little lamp, though no one else seems to care about it. Isabel chooses Emmy Cole and Lena Logan as the first two girls to come see the house. Of course, those are the probably the most high class girls. Kezia asks her mother if she can invite the Kelvies to see the doll's house. Mrs. Burnels refuses. The Kelvies are very poor. This is the excuse, of course, and the community does not like them. As the days pass, more and more girls see the house, everyone except the Kelvies. As I said, it's a social discrepancy here. At school, the other girls cruelly insult the Kelvy sisters. They only keep quiet. Later one afternoon, Kezia is at home swinging on the big white gates of her family courtyard. She spots the Kelvies walking down the road, and as this happens, Kezia decides to open the gates and invite them inside to see the doll's house. As you can see, even in this family, Kezia and her siblings or sisters actually, each one has a certain personality. Lil shakes her head, reminds Kezia that she's not supposed to talk to them. This is her sister Lil. Kezia assures Lil that it does not matter. Lil still does not want to go. Else Kelvy, standing behind her, tugs on her dress, looking at her pleadingly. Kezia leads the Kelvys inside. Aunt Beryl spots them, shouts furiously at Kezia. Still here, they don't want to accept this equality in society. Shoos the Kelvies away and slams the doll's house shut. The Kelvies run off and sit by the side of the road. Els smiles, speaks for the first time in the story. Of course, this doesn't matter so much to them, to the Kelvies mainly, because they feel that the society is absurd and silly. This is what the entire story is mainly about.